Hey, what's up, Ultimates? Again, I'm Jonel, and I would like to discuss to you right now what is inverter and converter and why it is so timely to discuss. Kasi yung itong electronic devices are so relevant for renewable energy and electric vehicles. Yun. So, what is inverter? Yung inverter is, in a simple explanation, we transform the DC supply, direct current like 12 volts DC, into alternating current supply, which is AC supply. For example, 220 volts AC. So, ano yung converter? There's two types of converter, AC-DC converter and DC-DC converter. So, it transforms in opposite of inverter from AC supply, which is, for example, 220 volts DC, into DC supply, which is 12 volts DC. Yung DC-DC converter naman, it could be back or boost converter where yung 12 volts DC natin will transform to 3.3 or 5.5 volts that will supply the stereos, the sensors, the MP3 players, all those devices that needs 3.3 or 5 volts. Or the 12 volts also can be transformed to a boost where it will transform to higher voltage, which is 12 volts DC. Yun yung inverter at saka converter. Ano yung gamit ng inverter and converter sa renewable energy? For example, if I have a solar power system at home, ang gamit ng inverter dun is that kasi sa solar panel, it will only gather 3 to 7 volts DC, and from there, it will go to a PWM controller straight to the battery. Yung battery, nagsastore lang doon ng 12 volts DC. So how can we use the 12 volts in our appliances? We need an inverter to convert the 12 volts into a 120 volts AC. That's simple. So we need this inverter. Ano naman yung gamit na converter doon sa renewable solar power system? Yung converter is that because of the solar panel, maliit lang yung voltage makukuha, doon sa loob ng PWM controller, mayroong DC-DC converter that will transform the low voltage into 12 volts to store or to charge the battery. So yun yung gamit ng converter. Ano naman yung gamit doon sa electric vehicles? Ang gamit ng inverter sa electric vehicles is where yung battery kasi ng sasakyan is only 12 volts. And yung system ng electric vehicles right now is using motor, not engine. So, in the motor, we need to have an alternating current characteristic to drive the motors. So, from that DC, it will convert through the inverter to AC voltage to drive the motors of the electric vehicles. That is the main function of the inverter. Ano naman yung function ng converter? There's two types of ginagamit ng electric vehicle na converter. There's AC-DC converter and DC-DC converter. Sa AC-DC converter muna, kasi meron tayong charge station. From the charge station, if you want to charge the battery of the electric vehicle, kasi AC siya, we need to convert it to DC. So merong AC-DC converter inside the vehicle to charge the battery. Yun, that's simple as that. And ano yung purpose ng DC-DC converter? Kasi yung battery is only 12 volts, so how to convert it to 3.3 and 5 volts, we need to have a DC-DC converter to supply the sensors and all other devices inside the car or the vehicle. That's the function of the inverter and converter sa electric vehicles. So, yung inverter, there's a lot of types like pure sine wave and multi-level inverters that needs to be studied in details if you are really interested. And in the converters, there are two types of converter which are, as I mentioned, AC-DC converter and DC-DC. Yung AC-DC, maraming topologies which are flyback, forward, resonant, or half resonant. And the DC-DC converters, we have boost and buck. So that's it. And hopefully, regardless kung ano yung background ninyo, if you're not interested on this kind of knowledge, but the thing is, we need to know this because we're going to that generation na of renewable energy and electric vehicles. And it is so important to understand this because ito yung heart ng mga technology. If walang inverters or power converters, di mag-work yung technology. So that's it, and see you next video, and bye-bye.